Excellent, I think. Why does it look so more vibrant? Uh-oh. That's why. Oh, let's keep that on, actually. It's my Sims 3 filter, and it looks so much more vibrant with my Sims 3 filter. Alright, cool. Good start to the video. I just start talking about filters and then nothing else. That's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hello. Yes, I'm live streaming. I'm going to record this like a video until, if anyone shows up, someone shows up. But yeah, I'm live streaming. Like I said I would last time. I have peeked back out of retirement, possibly, for another writing live stream. This is about as chill as it gets. There are no goals. This isn't me trying to make something of my channel anymore. Not that I was doing very well to begin with on that front, but you know, as it goes. I will say that I have nothing planned. Absolutely nothing. I did manage to restart this software. Because last time I was talking about how I had issues where the software had like bugged out and I had lost everything that I had managed to unlock in the wardrobe, which was very unfortunate considering how difficult it was to get. Well, not difficult. It's not, this game isn't hard. There's no difficulty to this game. It's literally just, it's just a waiting game. But you know, I lost all of this, and that was like, it kind of hit me that, yeah, I could keep going, but that was, it's not that the game has finite coins, it's just that I was like level 30 almost, and I had basically lost all of those coins that I had spent, and all of the things that I had unlocked. So in order to earn it all back, I would have to or have the software running. Hello, Lord Magma. Commander Shepard is my favorite channel on the Citadel. I should find a way to put the chat, except that excuse me, I don't think I have that option anymore, because when I used to do that, that was because I used a different software to do this, if that makes sense. So like I could do like widgets and just add the chat to the screen, which I'm not using that. It was like OBS Studio or something like that, and I don't have that anymore. So I have the dock for the chat, obviously. I can see the chat. I can't put it like, I don't know. I don't know how to put it on. I'm old now. I'm an old fogey. But yes, I did successfully manage to restart this software, which is awesome. So now it's completely blank slate software. None of the spirits have been unlocked, which is very cool. And oh, no, go back. Sorry, I'm used to using escape to get out of things. Even more exciting, although I don't know how to get to it. Is it activity? Ha 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 ha. I have a kitchen now. There are all sorts of activities that one can do in the kitchen. It's a ragtag stream. 100%. Hi, God King R. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I was just saying I managed to restart this game completely. Cleared it out. So now we have absolutely nothing. I went for like a kind of naturey deer girl here. She's tapping away on a laptop, even though I'm not doing that. And we have our little cat. So we do not have anything unlocked from the spirit deck. There's also now spirits for this DLC. So that will be fun. All right. As for writing, I have not settled on any ideas. I am I don't know where I'm like, my brain has been absolutely fried. I have no ideas. I have even less ideas than the first time that I did Writathon, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this one. Excuse me. It's not that I don't have stories. I think more than 2 frames per second. Excuse me. Excellent. Now I don't look like I'm being run through a blender. That video was, I mean, it was like half good and half not. I need to go find my webcam that I used to use. I just don't know. I'm pretty sure it's upstairs. I just didn't get a chance to look today. So we're just using this one. So I guess what we could do, excuse me, is work on re-unlocking all of my spirits. I think they changed the UI for this. It looks really pretty. So it says, my desk has felt strangely clean lately. I may even be missing some supplies. So we have to come over here. We'll do our activity and we'll go to our desk. Yeah, so see, now it's glowing. That means we're unlocking something. And I do love me a good evening setting. And of course, I need rain, a fireplace, and thunder. She's tapping. Oh, we don't need that, actually. Comfort purring. Oh, they've added some new sounds. Holiday melodies. Oh, that's cute. Distant cityscape. No, thank you. I live with that on the regular. Get AI to make a synopsis, make a story off of it. Oh lord. I'm enjoying the lo-fi vibe. Yes, absolutely. That's like one of the nicest things about this software is that it's just very... Oh, did I already unlock it? That's funny. I did. There he is. Oh, he's got a little stapler in him. New spirit. Excellent. Alright, we got our first spirit, I guess. I've heard strange noises under my bed at night. I wonder what it could be. Okay, so that one... The first ones are going to be really easy to unlock. Because it goes fast in the beginning and then it takes forever to unlock stuff, which is fine by me. It's kind of the point of these types of games. Okay, so now she needs to be on her bed. And we'll do night. There we go. Yep. See? Beautiful. You'll love to see it. This is our current pet, this is the supporter pack skin for that cat. And then we have 500 coins. We also do have stuff that we need to do. We need a daily task and we need a timer. So, let's do some... We'll do some we'll add a habit. Oh man, we had several days in a row of just delightful thunderstorms. They were for the most part fine, but there was a nasty tornado that took out some houses. I'm not exact. I think it's to the south, but I could be wrong. It could be to the east. So there was something. I slept through that one, which I'm not super stoked about. My mom texted me the next morning, was like, I was getting tornado warnings all night. And I was like, were we? Oh. So anyways, yeah, we've had quite a lot. We've had quite a lot of stuff going on. This one's going to be right. That's it. That's the habit. That's the one habit. Okay, so that's that. We'll come back to that, assuming we do any, writing. Okay, so we need to add a task. We're going to come up with a Writathon idea. Okay, ideas. We don't need more than one. We just need the one, and then we need to make a cover. Submit the story. Oh, but before we do that, we need to write chapter 1, and then finally we can submit the story. All right, cool. we're gonna, oops. Oh, I've done that. Okay, hang on. This is writing. Okay, awesome. There we go. Hey, Trooper Well, welcome. All right, so we have our daily tasks set up. We'll pop open the timer. Beautiful. We can do 4 of these. I think that's fine. 5-minute breaks, 15-minute sessions. God only knows if I'm actually gonna follow through with that. All right, now we actually need to come up with the idea. So I figure since this is a lovely new, we'll call. Oops, no, just kidding. We're gonna call this idea making. Might as well just do it in the software, right? Like this isn't. All right, so here's the dealio. So let's write out some of the ideas that I have that I'm not necessarily sold on, and then if you guys agree with me or not, I don't know. We're gonna make this a lovely. I need your help. Okay, so the first one, codename Rattleboof. Reborn as the loser best friend. So of course Writathon takes place on Royal Road, and one of the beautiful things about Royal Road is that is the genres that are generally. Ooh, what happened? Oh, I got the spirit. There he is. So Royal Road has genres that are very common to Royal Road. So these are obviously things that people expect to be reading on the website for your kids, and the VODs can be like behind the scenes of making. I have thought of that, but I think for kids books I want to do more traditional publishing or attempt to do trad pub. There are some ideas that I have that I do want to write for my kids, but those are going to be structured a little bit differently and probably not for Writathon. For sure Royal Road is not going to give a toot about anything that I write for my kids. But I do have some things that I've been wanting to make for them. Curious chirping noise. Okay. So now we need to do morning. And then oops, not that one. Sounds. Trying to remember. No. Oh, here we go. Birds singing. There it is. Okay. So, all right, let's go over Royal Road common genres, right? Also, I wanted to point out real quick that this game currently looks really bright. In reality, it looks like this. I was doing something with The Sims 3 a little bit ago, just playing around, and I had to put a filter because The Sims 3 cannot exist at all without any kind of filter in OBS. It looks awful. So common genres in Royal Road are lit RPG. I'm going to mutilate this, and I'm so sorry. Xianja. I couldn't say this last time, and I can't say it now. Even with me reading Chinese books, I still can't say it. I'm not sure we're going to do that. I love the concept behind it, though, which were, progression fantasy. So those two are going to kind of tie in together. They're very similar, just one is rather very Chinese, and the other one is not necessarily Chinese. A Xianja could be said to be progression fantasy. I guess it doesn't technically have to be, but I think one of the hallmarks of Xianja is that you start with from nothing and then progress to the top. Pretty much immortality is the goal of Xianja. Oh, I am brutalizing that. I am so sorry. Okay. Also, I got monies. Awesome. Monies. Tons of monies. All the monies. Hey, I'm getting another one already. Oh, wait, that's right. This is the birdie one. I already forgot that I did that. Okay. So, what else? So, hi, Crystal. Welcome. We're going over the potential genres here because I still don't have an idea. These are the kinds of things that I'm interested in writing. What was the other one? we'll say high fantasy, but that's technically not really a popular genre on Royal Road. Technically, I mean, you could argue, you can make an argument for it. Well, you know what? We'll put these two together because they're really not, but they are, but they're not. It just depends on what it is. Struggle with the ideas. I really story of my life, struggling with ideas. So what was the other one? Come here. My tattered notebook. Oh, actually I have more than I had in my list. Okay, isekai. So we'll go with that one. All right. Not Royal Road genres that I'd still be down to rate. The first one, romantasy. That's a new word on the scene, my friends. What time is it for me? 8:41 p.m. It is. Is that what this is? Yeah. 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 Okay. I was like, this doesn't come straight to me anymore, this military time. Ooh, I could take all the epiphany energy also. Congratulations. And good luck. On your academic topics. That sounds very stressful. I'm always down to write high fantasy, which is also why I included it in the top list. That's just my baby. Fantasy is my genre. I could write sci-fi, but I'd be really stressed about it because it's just not my subject. This is not a genre, but this is a subject. Cryptids / aliens. I do actually mean little gray men. I don't know why, but right now I have a mild obsession with like cryptids and like aliens and what's the word? Hi, Gontes. Hello, welcome. What was the other one? Yeah, cryptids and other spooky things of that caliber. I would love to do a cryptid thing. The thing is that that's like still, that's been cooking, but I don't yet have anything solid for that. What I kind of want to write is, okay, so there's been a lot of games that came out, not a lot, I'm sorry, there's been two games that came out recently that have absolutely sparked my inspiration scene. First of all, I love X-Files. Second of all, I love Men in Black. Third of all, I love Twin Peaks, okay? Not that I've finished Twin Peaks. We own the first 2 seasons, and we put them on our Plex, and they are out of order. The Bigfoot romance? Oh God, no, I don't think I could pull that off. So, yeah, there's been like, I mean, it would probably be thriller / horror, but it would very much not be sci-fi in like terms of like Mass Effect. It would be X-Files sci-fi, right? Like, does that count as sci-fi? Is that sci-fi? I think it's like technically sci-fi, X-Files. Anyways, I'm on that level, right? Bigfoot meets gray cryptid alien. Oh God. Oh God. Just someone in the background who's like, I didn't ask to be a part of this. Some tabloid cover. Oh God. You mean the Mothman? Oh God. Okay. I don't have enough information on cryptids, but I have a lot of I have still too much information on cryptids. Does that make sense? It's like I'm smack somewhere in the middle. Not enough, but still more than it should. Okay, we got another spirit. Oh yes, by the way, for those who just came, I did manage to reset this game, so we are starting from nothing. I didn't have enough money. Like, all the stuff that I had spent my monies on was gone, and trying to earn it all back would take a really long time without being able to get like the EXP from unlocking these guys. My room has been extra hot lately. I wonder if there's something up with my fireplace. Okay, I am pretty sure that the fireplace sound is on, so we're gonna go sit by the fireplace, and we are typing. Okay. Also, We could take a look at our little spirit companions. See, we're currently... Oh, wait. Let's put this... Oops. Just kidding. Just kidding. I always press the wrong ones. So we have this cute little guy. We have this cute little bird. We have this cute thing that ate a stapler. And then they have skins. See? And almost all of them will have this kind of galaxy skin, because I got that from, I believe, a DLC. I could be wrong. Oh my gosh. That is adorable. It's a strawberry one that ate a stapler. Okay. But for now, I think we'll stick with our golden kitty, Mothman. Sarah J. Maas to teach me about wingspan and how it correlates. Oh man. Okay. So, strap yourselves in, my friends. I have a lot of feelings about romance right now. I have struggled to put my feelings about romance books into words for a long time, because none of my sentiments are concrete, if that makes sense. I will be like, man, I just want a romance book without smut. And then I will turn around and read something like Ice Planet Barbarians and be like, this is the best book I've ever read. And it is nothing but smut. And then I will try and I'll think, okay, maybe I do like smut. So then I'll pick up another romance book with smut and I hate it. I can't stand the smut. I'm like, I wish this didn't have any smut. And I'm so confused because nothing has more smut than Ice Planet Barbarians, you know? So it's like... and like, here's the dealio. Okay, let me talk. So, if you did like Sarah J. Maas, you will have absolutely no judgment from me. Love what you love. But, yo, this is porn. That is basically Ice Planet Barbarians. Like, I love the plot this is hysterical and has a weirdly good amount of world building that I don't, like, it didn't need that world building, but it has it. And I love that for it. But then, like, so Sarah J. Maas, right? My problem, I have tried 3 times to read Akotar, aka A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have tried so many times to read it, and I can't. And I think ironically, the audiobook really summed up why I couldn't do it. Because I even tried an audiobook. I used a credit to get the audiobook because I was like, it has to be me. It has to be me. I must be the problem. Chuck Tingle has officially published books, by the way, at Barnes & Noble. That scared the devil out of me. I was like, la 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 la. Is that what? And I picked it up and I was like, am I misremembering? I must be misremembering. And I went on Amazon and genuinely looked up I was like, this cannot be. Wow. Congrats. Like, genuinely good for you, my dude. That is amazing. And apparently he writes, like, exceptionally good horror. I digress, as per usual. Yeah, so if you listen to the audiobook, it's so boring. I can't fathom it. I cannot fathom it. It is so... I'm trying to think how to explain this, right? She's so boring. Feyre is so boring. I can't stand her thought process. It was like if I remember correctly, let me see if I can imitate it right. It was like, our family was so poor. We were so destitute. I walked into the house. There were flowers painted upon the table. The flowers reminded me of a better time. I walked over, and I could tell that the reader was a good narrator, because whenever she would do dialogue, there was so much more spirit. It would be like, Feyre, what are you doing? And that's awful, but I don't have the text in front of me, but it would be like so much more better. And I was like, it has to be the material, because it was like, I looked at my sister. She had a face. I couldn't stand the face, but I had to protect her because my mother made me promise. So even though my sister is extremely... And then the whole book spends so much time trying to convince you that Feyre, like, desperately needs to return back to save her family. They treated her like absolute dog poo, okay? The absolute desperation that this girl needed to go back to save her, like, she was constantly just fighting to get back to this family that genuinely acted like they hated her all the time. Her dad never stood up for her. It was basically just like, yeah, it's your job to get kidnapped by this fairy dude and probably murdered. I guess. Sorry, bye. And then like her sisters are like, oh my god, like who's gonna like make like actually do like the farming and stuff? Cause like I'm just way too pretty for this. I mean, but genuinely that was the character, and I was so annoyed. And it was just, I couldn't get into it. I can't. I don't know. I'm so picky when it comes to books, and that is 100% a me thing. Like, I'm not saying that I somehow inherently am a better reader than people, right? I don't know. It didn't speak to me. Not like Ice Planet Barbarians. The main character in Ice Planet Barbarians is a riot. She's hysterical. Sitting in her head is a delight. You are laughing the entire time. Girl, when books are like, she was so sassy. Oh my god, she's just like sassing everywhere. She had such, oh my gosh, I'm so sassy. That is my quirk. And you're like, yeah, all right. And then she's never sassy. This was a sassy character. This was like, I'm so sassy, I don't have to say it. A really old YouTube video of someone reading. Oh no. Just saw a really old YouTube video of someone reading. Oh my gosh. I love audiobooks, genuinely. But man, ACOTAR was really bad. Oh, look, it's a little fire hedgehog. We got another one. So, I think what I have discovered, because I saw someone say it, and it's that romance doesn't have romance anymore. It feels like a lot of the books these days just exist to get as much as like to the porn as fast as possible. I probably shouldn't say that word. That's gonna get me. It doesn't matter. My channel is not going anywhere. What do I care? That's what it feels like today. Romance books do not care about the plot or the characters, and when you come across one where actual love is felt for the characters, I think that's why Ice Planet Barbarians feels like genuinely such a good book, even though it is insanely ridiculous. It's so funny. She describes one of the aliens as having a basketball type texture on his head, and then just refers to that. It's not a good alien, it's a bad alien. She refers to that alien as basketball head forever. Like, and then like just refers to those types of aliens as basketball heads. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous book, right? Is more about promising romance at the end and letting you simmer. But I don't mind that either. I like that. Now, granted, I am not necessarily the main audience, right? Romance is a extremely popular genre. People go through romance books like a child goes through candy corn. Hang on. I have to make sure that my son, I don't see him moving in his bed anymore, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's asleep. Hang on. I want to make sure. Okay. He's recently started getting up and walking over to my door and just kind of standing outside it and going, Mom, Mom, Mom. And sometimes it's even quieter than that. And I'm like, Riley? Mom? It's just like the slightest boop. And I'm like, was that his voice? Am I going crazy? But yes. Yes. Okay. So recently, right, I have been interested. Let's pull these bad boys back up again. I have been interested. Okay. Hear me out. Werewolf romance. Look, I love the idea of werewolf romance. I can see why it's popular. I understand. I cannot find a good freaking book, okay? I cannot find a good freaking werewolf romance novel because 99.9% of them are literally just skip to the corn. That's it. They use the fated mates thing, I think, to get around having to fall in love. And for most people, I think that's the draw, because you can use a lore appropriate reason to skip the romance and just get straight to the corn. Okay? We all know what corn is. It's that, and so that's just not for me. I can't stand that. I need romance. I need it. I need it more than I need the corn. I can exist with a book that has no corn, but has an amazing romance. I cannot exist with a book that is just corn. And I think this is why I liked the MXTX books so much, the Chinese smut jianjia / wuxia novels. Yes, I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Yes, me and your friend. It's not even that I have a problem with writing the smut, except that it would be really awkward and I'd feel horrible writing it. I feel like I'd start to write it and be like, this was a mistake. I can't do this. So. Oh, I think I know what physiology you're talking about, because I think that's part of the... What's it called? There's a word for it. Alpha? No. All right, there's a term for this, okay? And it is actually a thing. And it is almost a genre entirely on its own. There's werewolf romance, and then there is this whole thing that exists within werewolf romance. And it's got a term, and I'm going to remember it halfway through. And the thing, it originated from supernatural gay incest fan fiction. I think it's incesty. I'm 80% sure on that one, but I know it's from gay, supernatural, erotic fan fiction, and that's where it originated from. No joke. It's, what is it called? Oh, this is gonna kill me. Yeah, no. But it has, so that's where it originated from, and it has flown free from this, and it still has its gay roots, but then has also just flooded into werewolf romance as a thing. God, what is it called? All right, I'm gonna regret this. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Okay, hang on. I'm pretty sure it was Cassandine. Yeah, it's Cassandine. It's always Cassandine. And it was called... Am I crazy? Maybe it wasn't supernatural, but I'm so positive that it was supernatural. I might not even be right on that. There's like... Alpha... Oh my gosh, I'm going to actually... Werewolf... Romance... Subgenre... Alpha... Oh. This is gonna actually drive me insane. AI is not helping me. Omegaverse! Omegaverse! That's what it's called. It's called the Omegaverse. Oh my god. Yes! The trope originated in the fandom surrounding the American television series Supernatural as a fusion between werewolves and the MPreg subgenre of erotic fanfiction. So, that is the origin of Omegaverse, is Supernatural. And a lot of the stuff that like came from that has leaked into regular werewolf romance. Regular, you get what I mean. Like specific body parts and how they function. And it's in Allie Hazelwood's book has it. It's called, I think, Nodding, and I'm not going to get any deeper into that because I will actually probably get taken down off YouTube about how gay incest makes werewolves. No. That would sell like hotcakes, but I don't think I could pull it off. Oh, yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. And it's, So there you go. But that's not what I was going to write. So I wanted to take some parts of what's popular in werewolf romance, and I wanted to apply actual romance to it. I love me a good slow burn. Look, I am about as vanilla as it gets. I love Oh, I never checked my spirit decks. Oh yeah, that's right. We're not a high enough level yet. We need to get to level 5. I haven't, so my Polish composition over here nodding. Yeah, it's I literally cannot explain it in any way. It is, okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. So, look up at your risk, at your peril, okay? I don't know if you should. Maybe don't. It's essentially, I can't. There's no way to explain it. All right, we're just not. It exists. You know the word. Look it up at your own risk. Probably don't. To speedrun being sent to boarding school. Pretty much. They probably wouldn't even know what it was unless they were millennials. So. No, I wanted that one. Not the habits, but the journal. Okay, so the one that I have cooking at the back of my mind uses actually some tropes from some other things. But okay, hang on. Let's come back to that. So my other ideas. Here's the dealio. Romance, not gonna work on Royal Road. I'm gonna say that now. Royal Road is not even like a YA romance website. I don't know. I mean, I could. There will be people who will read it, especially if I tag it appropriately and put giant all caps things at the beginning of my summary that says this is romance, and then I will probably still get 1-star reviews because there are some people on Royal Road that are violently anti-romance, and I mean like genuinely violently anti-romance. I think the creators of the website are also not super keen on romance. They're interesting people. Just put it at that. Warning, born ahead. No, definitely. Okay, so that's the other thing. For Writathon, specifically, anything that I submit for Writathon cannot have anything explicit in it. So that's already out. We're not going to write that. Don't worry. Your eyeballs are free from that. Not that I would on a live stream. I would take that off the screen and be like, look, black, fade to black. But, so gangbusters. All the same, a weird stance for something to promote. Yeah, it is, okay. Royal Road is definitely coded male, in terms of like what people think or how people define male interests. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe this because like, yeah, everyone is a facet, is, you know, we're not all zeros and ones. There's no all men like this, all women like this, right? But Royal Road is very coded. We want stuff that men like. That's kind of the energy of Royal Road. And there are people on there who take that way too far, where they're like, it could be a dude writing about a dude and a girl getting together, and they would still be super pissy. You will find quite a lot of Yuri on there. I'll say that now. Take that for what you will, because it sure isn't for representation. I'll tell you that. I do know that the creators of the website are not super keen on erotica, and I can understand that standpoint because Royal Road's authors are very, very much the type of people who write specifically to earn money. And there's no problem with that. They made it their job. They are doing fantastic. There are people in there who make upwards $2,000 to $4,000 a month, pumping out chapters, and it's what people want, and that's fine. I ain't gonna poo on that. You know what? Live your best life. They're having a ball. They're making that muns, and they're writing them stories, and then selling it on Amazon for even more money. But like, here's the other side to that coin. Because their brains are wired this way, right? We all know nothing sells more than pornography. Okay? Nothing. To the detriment, okay, to a bad point. You could write the most action, testosterone-filled story, and if it was sitting right next to something that was like hentai or corn, I'm really putting my channel at risk here with all these words. You know, it is a guarantee that this one will sell way better. So what we have is a community that is very monetary, you know, business driven, right? If one person posts something that is too heavily erotic, I don't even think that word is safe, the entire website is going to be flooded by it. And I have proof of this because there's another website that I have considered writing for called Inkit, and it is 99.9% werewolf smut. Okay. Not even joking. And that's because A, that's what sells, B, that's what people read. So they are very much the same. The authors there are very business minded. They want to they want to publish something that people are going to subscribe to read. Obviously, if corn is what does it, that's what they're going to write. And therefore you have an entire website that is now just dedicated to that. Inkit seems to be fine. They're like, okay, cool, whatever. Make that money. But Royal Road does not want that. And I fully understand, because once you go there, coming back from that is very hard and very dangerous for your website, because you're going to lose a lot of people who are like, I want my corn. How dare you take it away from me? Are you prudes? You know, you're playing it close to the line on your first day back. You tell me about it. So I understand why Royal Road doesn't want that, and I do not hold it against them. So you know what? Probably for the best. I just saw your thing that said, much like America, it's a corn-based economy. That is true both for literal corn and the stand-in for corn. Someone at YouTube Central is gasping. No, the AI is beeping at someone and going, bad word, bad word, bad word. Because we all know there ain't no humans watching these live streams at YouTube. They don't. Nobody checks anything, or else YouTube Kids would not be as demented as it is. I'll be here all day. Yeah. Excuse me. But yes, I digress. Sort of. We're still on the right topic. But yeah, I wanted to turn off the birds. As much as I like birds, I don't like them that much. I like the rain and the thunder and wind. I'll even take wind. Also, oh yeah, if we tick off these two, oh, you can't even see them. My face is in the way. I have to do a daily task and then do a daily timer. So what we'll do, we're still coming up with an idea. So my existing ideas. 1, werewolf romance. Alright, here's the dealio. If I do a werewolf romance, I am so positive that would not do well on Royal Road at all. I think that would probably implode my writer credibility. I think people would be angry if I post that. Even PG-13, fade to black at most, I would get burned at the stake, I think, for posting a werewolf romance. No matter how well it was written, they would see werewolf romance and be like, I hate you, go to hell. And you know what? Fair. You know, I ain't gonna rain on someone's parade and say, you have to cater to me. I'm entering their community, which has pre-existed me, you know? Not here to redefine that. But I could still follow Writathon in spirit and post this to Inkit. And in fact, I have a working cover and it is beautiful, and I think, do I have it? I think I have it in my downloads. I hope I have it in my downloads because it is perfection. I don't think I do. Biscuits. Okay, you forgot to do the laundry. So did I. There's some wet laundry sitting in my washer that needs to get moved to the dryer, but I'll have to do that afterwards. Let me see if I can go find it. Where's that cover? It's pure perfection for the romance subgenre. I made it in Canva. I don't know if this is going to be too pixelated for you guys, but we'll do our best, okay? Look at this. Look at this. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Is that not perfection? Is that not on brand for romance covers? Like, seriously, real talk. Does that not match? I'm very proud of how perfectly I hit that. I made that in Canva. I don't know if I'm going to use that cover, but I'm quite proud of how horribly cheesy that is. Let me see if I can send it to myself so that I can show you guys the pure perfection of that cover, because it is a potato romance. I would be extremely impressed with myself if I pulled off a potato romance. Let me, where is it? All these photos of my beloved children. It's deep in here. Nope. That was one of the 5,000 covers that I was working on because I wanted to make a new cover for House of Flies, which I completed, by the way. Here it is. Exactly. See? That is why I was so... I'm not sure how you can do... Okay, here we go. You ready? I got this. I'm going to download it. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's a bad idea. We're not going to do that. Okay, let's do display. There we go. All right. You ready? You ready for this? Is this not so on brand? Is that I'm quite pleased with myself for a Polish potato and a bottle of Russian vodka. Oh God. Is this not perfection? Look at that. That's beautiful in all of the most corny ways absolutely possible. Okay, so see? Very on brand. Someone would see that on the website and be like, yes, that is what I want. I want that. That's where we'll, well, maybe, okay, that's tooting my horn a little too far there, but they would say, yeah, that looks like that belongs on the website. So this would have to be on Inkit, I think. And that's fine. I could do that. I'd be angry that I'd have to. I mean, we would come up with better covers later for like Amazon. We wouldn't necessarily stick to that forever. It's like Ice Planet Barbarians. The original cover of Ice Planet Barbarians looks like that. It's that bad, and also the dude is just photoshopped blue. So there you go. They're like blue cat people. It's basically, the book is basically Avatar, the blue cat people. Avatar had a love child with Star Wars, and I'm not joking. There's a bit where she has to like get inside of an alien because it's super warm. I'm not joking. I think there's something like that. There's some warm scene where I was like, this is straight up out of Star Wars. This is like Luke Skywalker right here. So, but now the newer covers, the illustrated covers, are beautiful. They are so pretty that you would never know that they originated in pure romance smut hysteria. So, you know, there's always a future where they'd have a better cover. And then you can have this cover and say, look, I have the original. So anyways, there's that one. That one already exists. Catharsis. Catharsis is a book that I have been working on for a really long time, and I have a version of it. I think I have two versions of it that I have written, both at around 50 to 100,000 words, and I still am not happy with where it's sitting. And I think that's because my original ideas for it went in a direction that I was kind of embarrassed about because the romance was much more intense. And then when I moved to writing with the mental position of I want to publish this, like traditionally publish this, it's like I forced myself to pull back so that I wouldn't be embarrassed of myself. And what came out of that is a very tame, boring book. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. And I don't like my projected path for the plot, so I don't feel like Catharsis is ready at all to be published. This still needs a really intense reworking. I'm not gonna lie. And so does my baby Rattlebuff, reborn as the loser best friend. This one, despite the fact that his romance would be perfection for Royal Road. Why? Because it's an isekai lit RPG. Okay, it's beautiful. It's a soft lit RPG. What is lit RPG? I don't know if we all know what that is. Lit RPG is basically a book that very, very heavily relies on video games in some way. Or rather, I should say an RPG, role-playing game. Could be board games, Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate 3-esque thing. Typically there are stats involved, some kind of screen. You could say that Scum Villain Self-Saving System by Mojang Tongxiu, I'm so sorry, I did not say that right, is a lit RPG because Shen Yuan, I couldn't remember the original character's name. It's not, he's only called Shen Yuan for one chapter, and then he's Shen Qingqiu for the rest of the book. But like, he has a computer screen that only he can see that tracks his inventory and his quests and his experience points and any time that he fails in the game world, right? It's also an isekai because, or rather in English, a portal fantasy, because he gets teleported into a book that he's reading. That is literally Reborn as the Loser Best Friend. It would suit certainly one of the genres of all time. You're not wrong. For the people that love it, they consume lit RPG also like it is like a child consuming candy corn. I don't know why candy corn. Just work with me. But it is definitely like a niche genre, and I don't hate that. I love that. I love niche things. I don't know. They make me happy. It's why I work with niche game engines. Even when I was in college learning game programming, I wanted to learn the weird things, the niche things that were like, and then I wanted to break them, you know. But I was like, wow, this thing made for this really niche thing. I wonder if I can do something totally unrelated in it. That was me. So, yeah. So this one also needs a rework because it wasn't really ready. It's still cooking. It's not ready, but also it's really hard to explain. I don't feel confident to jump into this one and publish it as I'm writing. I would feel really nervous about doing that because I don't know. I feel like I'd ruin it. I already have one round of me attempting to write it, and I ended up stopping because I felt like it derailed and went in a direction that I didn't want it to. I also feel like, okay, here's the other deal with this one. I need to break it apart more. So book 1, I was rushing through things and in the end not hitting things that I felt like I needed to hit. Does that make sense? So I had targets in the plot, and I had this idea, okay, book 1, this is going to happen. I ended up needing way more time to flesh out certain ideas than I thought I needed. So like, I had this whole thing where my main character was going to have this romance with a side character who was not intended for her character's love arc, right? In this book that she's reborn into. And I think there's a term for this. It's otome isekai. And so that was going to happen in book 1, and then it was going to end, and then the ending of book 1 was going to be the end of her first semester at this school that she's in. That was a lofty decision. I think I'm like 60,000 words into it, and I am nowhere near even what I projected to be the middle point of this. I was like, I need to break this up even more. Because then the pacing is all weird. Because in my brain, I still think book 1 needs to end on this note. But now, I'm like, book 1 isn't anywhere near that note. This is going to be, like hundreds and hundreds of pages long at this point. 300,000 words. No, that's got to happen in book 2 now. But that means that all of book 1 is going to be this sequence that's not necessarily action-filled. And that's not correct either. I didn't want that. So now I need to restructure how things are happening at that point in time. So you see what I mean? This one is not ready for publishing. I need to restructure the pacing. It's too complex. I don't know why House of Flies was perfectly capable of being posted just off the cuff, but it was. And it's done. 67 chapters long. Done. Yeah. Not that it's perfect. It's definitely got some loopholes, but it is what it is. So that one exists. We're going to say needs reworking. Of the two, Catharsis would be way more prepared to be published as I go. Needs reworking. Okay, the last one. No, that's not even the last one. Okay, this one. This one is a high fantasy Actually, I know the name of this one. It's called God Touched. God Touched is a high fantasy story. There's nothing else to it than that. It is a high fantasy story in a high fantasy setting with fantasy gods, and that's that. It is it's like half romance, but like super soft romance. This is not, it's YA. This would be young adult, honestly. Nothing wrong with that. And it's told in first person, at least as of when I first started writing it. When I first started writing this one, I did not give two I'm trying to think of something that isn't a swear word, two toots about this one, right? I started writing it and it was just for fun. The character is kind of a Mary Sue in the beginning, so it would need reworking on that front, but I still think that it was surprisingly fun to write. I don't know. It's not going to be world breaking. Okay, it's not Lord of the Rings. It's definitely not that. It was just fun. This one, it's possible. So when I was writing God Touched, in my writing works, I have a lot of ideas. They're all sitting at the back of my head. I could probably come up with something else, but this is the last one, I think. This one. So oftentimes when I'm writing stories, the way that I function, usually, House of Flies was very unique. Thank you, by the way, that's very sweet. When I was writing God Touched, I came up with this like offshoot that was a really fun thing to write that was also high fantasy, but violently different setting. It was high fantasy, but like the characters were different. They were in different, like in this God, in 4, the main love interest is a farm boy. In 5, he becomes like the son of a duke, a very wealthy duke, like an archduke, right? So it was different. They are not the same. At most, they had the same names. It was just me fiddling with a different idea using pre-existing characters. And he had a sister. In this one, he doesn't have a sister. In this one, he does. And I had a slight epiphany with this one for a scene that was really cool that I would love to kind of try to write. Okay, so that's it. That's what I've got. These are the Royal Road genres that would do the best. The one that would work the best on the website is absolutely Reborn as the Loser Best Friend, even though it has a love story. People would not be happy about that, but I'd stick it in the summary so that they all know it's there. Probably put a tag as well. I will still get angry people, but I will get slightly less angry people. I could always run with a cryptid alien story. That would be funny. I don't have any ideas for this, except that I would want it to be a small town. Oh yeah, I do 100% write off the cuff. It's just that not in like a publishing format. So let's see. Let me see if I can open up Scrivener and I'll show you guys kind of how my brain actually works. It's chaos. What else is new? Not this project. Catharsis will be the best one, because that one is definitely insane. Open Catharsis. It's one of my longest projects, which is why it works the best. Okay, here we go. So let's do this. So this is the Catharsis project, which you can't see because my face is in the way. Nope. Oh, what have I done? Don't do that. Nope. Hang on, sorry. I moved something. Oh, I don't know what I'm moving. Nope. I want to move that. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so this is the manuscript right here, right? This is also a manuscript, and these were chapters, and I didn't like it. These are random interactions between characters that help me world build. Finding a unique location for this alien thing. Yeah, so see this manuscript, let's see, project targets, it's sitting at 99,935 words. It doesn't have an introduction. It doesn't have a chapter. This is chapter 1. This is chapter 10 chapters later. I started at a... Hi! Oh, thank you, Carrie. That's very sweet. Let me see. This is the lore section. So, like, there's going to be... Oh, yeah, this was because I needed information on blacksmithing because my character is a blacksmith. And I realized I could not explain blacksmithing good enough. Like, I understand the concept of blacksmithing. But, like, when you go to in-depth describe what a character is doing, you're like... when did bellows exist? Who made bellows? Were bellows a thing in all blacksmith shops? And then the loophole, the rabbit hole starts. So these were old ideas. I think these are, yeah, more folders. So yeah, ideas. This is the ideas folder. So this is generally how I actually wind up planning. And then there's more stuff in the trash, which actually this doesn't even belong in the trash technically. This should all probably... I end up reading this and going, oh, I actually really like this one. Why is it in the trash? Because it's trash. I'm trash. And that's kind of... This is how I work. There are so many files. It's probably, like, if we were really... You know what? Let's do that. Let's take all this out of the trash real quick. Oh, except these ones... Not these ones. These ones are just accidental. But if I pull all of these out... And actually move them up into this ideas folder, right? And then... Put this in here... I put that in there, and then we put this in the manuscript, right? What else? This is all lore. These are also excerpts, so this could technically all go in there. That was... Let's see, we'll just... Oh, whoops. Oh wait, hang on. Oh yeah, I moved it out. Hang on, let's move it back out. We'll move that into the ideas folder, then we'll pop it into interesting. Yeah, see, this all has a ton of things. This has a ton of things. Okay, we'll just say that that's it, right? And then we'll pop this here. Now if I do this, we're at 480,968 words. So that's kind of how I normally function when I'm writing things. At least really in-depth things with world building. That's kind of how that works. So that's normally how I set up, like, high fantasy. I think House of Flies worked because it wasn't high fantasy. I was functioning in the real world. Real. Take everything in the trash and make that into one book that makes it to call it Second Chance. Oh, I wish. Half of it is just the same scene written 4 times because I liked it so much, and then it didn't even end up in the book. And that's the truth. So that's kind of how I function. I write scenes, and then eventually a book gets formed out of that, you know? Like, that's it. That's how that functions. I have another project that is very similar that's over 600,000 words, and that one's just pure ideas. That one's not even a cohesive story. Which is what makes off-the-cuff writing so difficult for me. I have to write, I don't know, that's one of the things that's kind of nice about a werewolf romance book, right? If I did that, it would technically take place in a reality that is close to our own, but with werewolf packs. But there would be enough world building that I might have some trouble with that. So I'm not... Oh, I feel like I've just gone in a circle. Excuse me. Okay. Welcome to my thought process. Okay, so if we were going to write an alien cryptid thing. So that's the other hard part. If I had to go based off of what I want to write, kind of what I want to write is a werewolf romance right now. That's where my brain is at. And I have like a scene for it. Okay, like I have a plot that I 100% could do. Sort of. I feel like we're not. I just don't think I have anything that's ready for Writathon. We're now in Darkovika's head, yeah, and it is frightening. It's loud, and also chaotic. Remember that one scene in SpongeBob where he had like deleted everything out of his brain, and so like all of the little SpongeBobs in his head were running around and things were on fire and they were looking through filing systems, and yeah, it's like that. Just write it then. I would like to. Oh boy. We could, if we did, okay, let me play with this, because this is something else that I want to write. Let's play with this and we'll see where I'm sitting at, right? If I still am feeling the werewolf romance thing, believe me, it's going to have romance, not smut. Maybe smut later, but romance. It's going to build up. Maybe Inkit won't like me for that, but you know what? I can't go all the way, okay? My first book on Royal Road wasn't even a genre for Royal Road. It was horror. Contemporary? No. Urban. Yeah. Urban. Horror? Could just be a first draft. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The third option here is simply to write in the spirit of Writathon and just not publish it until it's ready. In which case, Rattlebooth is an option. That's how I think of it in my head. Reborn as the loser best friend. Because if we're not going to publish it, then I could 100% just write this for the month of April and try to get back into it. So if we were going to do this, inspirations, X-Files, Men in Black, Cleaner Heights, Twin Peaks, and Deadly Premonition. The latter couple I don't actually deal in aliens, but that vibe, you know. I know I want like little gray aliens. Well, not little. I want gray aliens, right? Like I want the Thing. And I know I want small town. Okay, so there's a cryptid thing for Men in Black, right? But it's a cryptid. It's not Men in Black like the movie Men in Black. There's a type of cryptid. It's kind of a lot like Slenderman. Oh, biscuits. Let me look it up because I'm gonna butcher this. Men in Black cryptid. There it is. The Men in Black are strangers dressed in black suits, sometimes reported as wearing black Kevlar vests and black helmets over said suits, who threaten UFO witnesses into silence. They also harass witnesses to other paranormal events to keep them quiet about what they have seen. Some reports mention that they also guard private areas in the Now that's a word that's going to get me in trouble. Appalachian. We're not. You know what? We'll move right on past it. The Men in Black usually travel in a group of 3 and drive black vehicles. Most reports are of cars, but some reports mention SUVs. They show strange or otherworldly behaviors. Sorry, ads are making the text jump around. Such as trying to drink Jell-O or not knowing what a ballpoint pen is. And they seem to have advanced technology. One woman even claimed that the Men in Black took part of her memory. The men in black were seen after Mothman sightings and Dover demon sightings. They told witnesses of both these creatures not to talk about their experiences. There are also women in black or female men in black, but they are rarely seen. The men in black are obviously incompetent because if they weren't, then there would be no reports of any cryptids. I'm sorry. That line. Cryptid people are amazing. The men in black are obviously incompetent because if they weren't, then there would be no reports of any cryptids. Like, anyways. Oh my god, the hero is someone who talks like that. Mothman is an alien confirmed. There were dudes like this involved in the folklore behind Polybius arcade cabinet. Yes, there you go. Mothman, of course, Mothman, always Mothman. So, small town, men in black, cryptids. So, there was a joke game released a little while back. Let me see if I can find it. And it was an alien game. Gray. Alien. Oh, that's not going to give it to me at all. Oh, I'm not going to find it from that. I don't know why I thought that was going to work. Of course, I'm just going to get aliens. Let me see if I can find it. Alien video game, gray aliens, crop circles. Gray Hill incident. That was it. Yeah. 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 I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, it was this one. All right. So, having said that, it has, like, gray aliens and, like, stealth mechanics and stuff like that. But it's definitely a joke game. At one point, you wear, like, a full suit of armor made out of tin foils. So, you know, like, it's very tongue-in-cheek after a certain point. Also, you guys want to see a party trick? I broke my glasses. Stepped on him. I need to get new ones. But anyways, just thought of that because they were sitting a little funny on my face. Ouch. Oh, my headphones are actually holding them in. There we go. Yes, exactly. There's so much to pull from with cryptids and Bigfoot and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot to pull from when it comes to this idea, which is also why I don't actually have anything set for this yet, because it's still just kind of sitting back here until something strikes. There's another alien game that hasn't come out yet, and that one is harder. Gray Aliens video games about UFO sightings. Oh, bless. XCOM, of course. South Park. Prey. How does that... Okay. Was it this one? Oh, I think this was the other one. No, but this is cool looking. Dark-Eyed Angels. Oh, it has not been released, and that was 2 years ago. Okay, so this isn't gonna have it. There's another one that's even cooler, but it's not Gray Hill Incident. Ah, biscuits. Let's take out crop circles. I'm starting to get articles. They are here. I think it's that one. They are here. That one is more serious, but I don't believe that one's out yet either. Yeah. Yeah. This one is really cool. But it's also not out yet. It's very serious. Now, technically, I could play with this. I don't have to make this follow anything specific. Ooh. Creepy. Obviously a horror game. I love how I was like, I'm definitely not going to write horror, and somehow we're back into horror. Black-eyed children are oh, I think I've heard of that one too. Mount Shasta. Ooh, no. But yes, so there's some things that I could work on with this, but like, oh, I leveled up all on my own without having done anything. I do believe that means that we have access. Yeah. As the light gets low, I seem to keep stepping on bits of loose knitting yarn. Okay, so, oops, just kidding. We need this one. It's either evening, and then the activity we need to be doing is knitting. Yeah, baby. Oh, look at that. That's adorable. Okay, so the whole write-a-thon is going to be deciding what to write in the November write-a-thon. It's when you'll write it, basically. I wouldn't be surprised. I had a feeling that today's live stream was going to go this way. I'm not going to lie. I had a feeling it was going to, mostly because I just could not decide. As you can see, at least I have proof. At least you understand, right? Like you can see that it wasn't just that I put it off. Like, I'm definitely unable to decide. I'm so quirky. No. Right. So there is this idea, right? I think I'm going to wind up writing a werewolf romance. Oh my gosh. We can also change studios. What was the... Oh, I liked this one a lot, but this one might put me to sleep. This one's uplifting. I think I'm going to wind up doing the werewolf romance. Technically, I do want to change my cover for the werewolf romance a little bit to change the descriptions of the characters on the cover. I'm just hanging out as your werewolf romance living up at the horizon like iceberg. You're not wrong. It's like literally just like peeking at me over the laptop like, you know you want to. Come on. You know you want to. So what we might do is my usual. That's not getting posted on Royal Road. That's not. The alien one might. You know what we'll do? You know what? Let's let my brain do what it normally does, and we'll just write some ideas, you know, some scenes. That's just how I roll. That's how I've always rolled. Just write some what's the word I'm looking for? Excerpts. That will probably help me make a better decision than literally anything else. Oops. Excuse me. Oh, I have these things. We'll just fill up the queue with that. That's fine. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. There's a precursor race of people living in Mount Shasta, and they hide behind portals, which is why so many hikers go missing. Also, skinwalkers. Those are terrifying. Skinwalkers are terrifying. You know what? Okay. What I kind of would love is something like the early episodes of Supernatural. One thing that early episodes of Supernatural. One thing that I really miss about Supernatural, and I never finished it, mostly because I got kind of burned out on the demon thing. Like, once we hit the demon arc, that's basically all we ever dealt with, except for the occasional, like, offshoot. But then it was just always constantly angels and demons. And that was cool, but I missed all of the monsters. I missed all of, like, them actually being monster hunters and not just dealing with, like, end of the world type scenarios. The early Supernatural episodes were so cool. They dealt with ghosts, they dealt with the skinwalker, they dealt with some crazy stuff, right? And then we got to angels and demons, and that was it. And it just stayed that way. And I mean, there were times, obviously it did deviate. I got to Castiel. For sure Castiel was a thing. I did not get past his first season of existence. I don't even think I finished the season. Blaspheme. I kind of just burned out around that point, which, to be fair to me, was further than I usually get in any TV show. Anything past 3 seasons is hard for me to stick. It just is. I will say, yes, it just changed a lot. The first 5 seasons, I think it was season 5 around where I got. And then I don't know, I burned out. It just wasn't as good anymore. It was just always demons. And I was like, yeah, demons are cool. Obviously, I liked demons. I got this far. But, like, let's go back to monsters. Not just always about hell and Satan and God and what's hitting my foot. Okay, it's not a spider. I'm good. We're good. I digress. There's that. And then another thing that I would love to write something about. So, like, I have this whole thing on Inkit where if I got into Inkit, I have so many ideas for writing stuff on Inkit, right? Like, it's not just werewolf romance that I could write on Inkit. I could write vampire romance, mermaid romance, some other unicorn romance, heck it, whatever, you know, fairies. I can't believe I did unicorns before I did fairies. I mean, I have an idea for a unicorn romance, 2 ideas. They're not even half cooked. They're like, you know, it's me, the devil from the Bible. Exactly. There you go. That's kind of what it feels like. It's me. Hi. It's me. Hi. From the Bible. It's me. I can't believe that fit. So how I got that image, by the way, of the book cover, I sent it to Brent and then downloaded it from Signal, and I was like, ignore this, and he just put like a little melting face emoji on the book cover. I've shown it to him before, but he's probably just like, oh my god. He opened up, he was like, oh, Monica sent me something. So anyways, I guess we'll do the spirits of Writathon. Oh yeah, that's right. So what we're gonna do instead is we're just gonna write a little bit and then we'll go with that, you know? That's fine. Projects. I have a project for this. It's called Love Story, Can't Decide, and it's just got 5,000 different ideas. Alrighty. I think I liked the rainy day one the most. Cute. Alright, so we'll say that I came up with Writathon ideas. I did. And then we're going to do a timer. So we're actually going to do some writing. Although, it's not going to be... I mean, if I... Oop, Opius is having a fit. Are you good? Did I break you? Uh-oh. Am I still going? What if I put me over here? Oh, that doesn't look good. Uh-oh. Sign in. Hang on. Am I still going? It says I'm live. You are. Okay. Okay, good. OBS froze. I wonder if I can turn off the dog. Well, alright. I can't see anymore. I'm going to take the chat out, and then I guess I'll just minimize. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, well, I'll just put that there, and we'll put this over here so that I can see the chat. And then we'll do some writing and some working, right? Now, since I'm not doing this on Royal Road, I am no longer under pressure to get Chapter 1 done. Because the way Royal Road works for Writathon is if you want to enter, you have to submit the story with Chapter 1. And so I would need a Chapter 1 in order to actually enter into Writathon. But we won't do that. What? Oh, okay. I have an empty file open and it said 32 seconds at the top, and I was like, there's nothing in here. How does it have 32 seconds worth of reading? It doesn't. All right, cool. So let's go ahead. We're going to start a timer. Obviously, well, she's currently sitting and knitting, which I'm sure you guys have enjoyed staring at. I have some other things that I can also do later for this so that we have more stuff to look at. but we're trying to get our lovely little spirit here, which is, I know that one, it's a knitting spider. So anyways, I'll start the timer. We'll have some lovely lo-fi beats going. Where did I put my, oh yeah, not that I can move it. I was like, oh, I should move my face. Uh-oh. Did I move the face? Oh, I hope I didn't. Oh, I did. I moved my face, and I can't even see that on here. I didn't think it would actually register where I clicked. Okay, well, that's where my face is now. Just so you know, OBS is like truly frozen. Like, I'll do a really quick like display capture so that you can see this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so I literally, like, it didn't move. So I just wasn't expecting that. So anyway, we'll work by sonar, basically. My live streams, nothing has changed. Okay, well, it's fine. You know what? Other professional YouTubers, not that I'm professional, other YouTubers never go through this, right? Like, does stuff work for everybody else? Or are we're all just suffering as we go, and I just haven't watched a live stream in a really long time? Because I feel like every time I go into a live stream, everything is so perfect and flawless. At most, we get disconnects, but like no one's OBS is like freezing on them. We all suffer. Fabulous. Okay. Solidarity then. I feel better. I'm like, man, does the universe just hate me? No, we're good. I'm good. I feel better. All right. That's why they're boring. Fair. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll do our 15 minutes of writing. You see those little moments too? Excellent. Okay, I feel better. It could be a struggle bus. Excellent. Good. I feel better. Okay. It's pretty common. Thank God. Okay. I feel part of a brotherhood. Okay, it's just OBS being... Okay, you know what? It means OBS treats me like it treats all other streamers. We all get treated equally terribly. Okay, so I've said this 5 times, but it's fine. Yep. Beautiful. A unanimous experience of beauty and struggle. Life is struggling. It's true. Okay, so here we go. We're going to write and chill and listen to some beautiful rainy music while we do so. And you know what we could do? We could come back to the spirit, because I'm like, you guys have been staring at this scene for a bajillion years. We could instead do this one. Place ingredients into a pot and bring it to a boil. Listen to the bubbles to know when it's done. Perfect to enjoy during lunchtime. That's a capybara. I'm telling you right now. That is some form of capybara. I don't know how I know that, but I do. Okay. This is the new DLC, by the way. Simmering. Wonder... I'm not sure. Cooking? It doesn't show anything. Oh, different sounds, activities, and lighting will lure them out. Right, of course. Place ingredients into a pot and bring it to a boil. So the activity has got to be simmering, and then sounds has to be bubbling. Or is it sizzling? Oh, they made this one trickier. Oh, man. Place ingredients into a pot and bring it to a boil. Listen to the bubbles to know when it's done. Perfect to enjoy during lunchtime. I forgot. There we go. Now I've got it. Excellent. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait. Let's add a new... Alright, so we'll take submit the story off because... And then we're just going to say, write ideas. Beautiful. Technically, I've made a cover. I could say I've made a cover. Okay, that means we can take away the to-do list, and then we'll start this. And there we go. Let's boogie. The show must go on always. The new DLC is so cute. Hi, Nidon. I'm so excited. This is my first time seeing it, and it's so cute. Look at the little cat. It's okay. My 15 minutes going. Sorry, I'm gonna get distracted. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Let's write. Sorry, my face is in the way. It's just sitting in a random spot. The bubbling was a bit loud. Oh, I got stuck. I suddenly can't think of a name. Whatever. I won't use a name. Oh boy. That was the one. Whew. Okay. Oh boy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Nicely done. We made it. Okay, so I am at I'll show you all. Hang on, let me pull. Oh! OBS is back! It functions again. Oh, no, that's... There we go. Okay, there we go. I fixed my face. Let's do display capture. I got 581 words down. Wrote for, yeah, about 15 minutes. It's okay. I'm just mostly writing out a scene in my head. I might write out something different on a second chapter, or not chapter, but a second idea. I'm still messing around with stuff for what I want to write, if that makes sense. Excuse me. I think we'll do maybe one more, or maybe not. I'm starting to burn out. I think I'm going to write down a couple things. There are 2 romances that I would like to write, I think. I don't know. My brain is soup. My brain is currently soup. Oh, I have other ideas too that I didn't even... There's mirror image, and then there's surface tension. A lot of these have names. 90% of them were thought of in 5 seconds. Surface tension is my favorite title that I've come up with something because it actually works. That makes sense. Like it ties in surface tension being, you know, water. Biscuit. Urban. It's a urban fantasy horror light with a merman as the love interest and a cult and basically Cthulhu, except it's a kraken. So, and it's a minor deity, and it's not like a named one, not really. So that's that one. Mirror image in its original form, which I wrote 10 years ago, potentially more, was an Alice in Wonderland horror retelling. I wrote it in a notebook that I no longer have because why would I? Why would I keep something so important? It got lost in a move, I think. Yeah, you see what I mean? I am so proud of surface tension. It's not even funny. Yes. You see my vision. You understand. I don't know what book 2 would be called, but it's all called surface tension. And mirror image is like I said, it's a horror Alice in Wonderland retelling. It takes place. These 2 are technically within the same universe. Not even technically, they're related, but they don't technically have to be. They were because for mirror image, I had created a fictitious island off the coast of Boston. There are lots of islands off the coast of Boston, but they weren't big enough. I created a fictitious island off the coast of Boston and then made a college town, and that college town had once upon a time been an insane asylum. I could go back to mirror image and just say heck it and write my crazy Alice in Wonderland horror story. Problem is that I only remember bits and pieces of it. I was gonna say Cascade for the second, but I think that's Sorry. I blew out the mic. That's okay. Surface Tension will be the name of the series, and then we'll have like little subtitles, subheaders. Yeah, these ones are super cool. I like those ones. I have too many. You see this? This isn't even all of them. I'll be like, later on, I'll be like, oh, I forgot about that one. So, I feel good. I feel like I got a lot out. You guys ever hear of the rubber ducky in programming? Some programmers will sit with a rubber duck and talk through their issues. Surface Tension 2000. They'll sit and they'll talk to the rubber duck, talk through their problems, try to find solutions. I have rubber ducked today. But it helped a lot, and now I'm like, I don't think either of these would work on Royal Road either, but they would be more ambiguous. Yes, you guys are my rubber duck. I'll have to see. I feel like I experienced a lot. I mean, a cryptid alien idea would be super cool for Royal Road. I'm gonna sit and just quietly write out some scenes for myself as well. I do love it. Supernatural is my bread and butter, even more so than fantasy. I love fairies and werewolves and vampires and aliens and cryptids and all of that stuff. My favorite thing in the world. Ghosts. Okay, y'all. Ghost Adventures, best show ever created. Zach Bagan is the dude broiest of ghost hunters, with Aaron coming in at a very, very close two. Okay, my dude bro ghost hunters, they're my babies. Yes. The best show ever created. Love them. They're ridiculous in a fantastic way. Not that I think Zach Bagan would ever see my live stream, but I want him to know that I mean that in the most loving way. But they are ridiculous. And yeah, it's my favorite show. I just can't watch other ghost hunting shows. Not that I can watch Ghost Adventures for very long. Sometimes I have to put it down for a bit, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, these guys. I start from season 1 because you have to. It's aged like milk, and it's amazing. Anyways, I'm still on the fence. It really is between like alien cryptids and romance, and I don't even know, man. I would love to write a cryptid alien idea. You know what? Maybe that's what I'm gonna come up with after this. I've got to sit and stew on that and figure out exactly what I want. You know? Maybe read something on that level. But yeah, my inspirations for it would absolutely be like X-Files, Men in Black, Gleaner Heights. Amazing game, by the way. Yes, aged like milk into a suspicious cheese. A suspicious haunted cheese. Am I right? Also, just to chat, this time not about writing. I have been playing My Time at Sandrock, and I'm never going to recover from that game. It is I'm going to call it a farming sim, but it is technically really not. It's like part of the branch of farming sims. It is the game to end all games. Harvest Moon could never. Story of Seasons could never. My Time at Sandrock is absolute perfection. Like, just the small details that they have included in that game, quality of life details, and also just happy details are unbelievable. It's the best game it's one of the best games I've ever played. I have over 100 hours poured into it, and I think I might be halfway through the story. Tried to have him kill. No! She did? Shut the front door. Oh my god. What? No, I need to look that up. Ghost Adventures, Aaron wife arrested. Shut the front door. The wife of Ghost Adventures star Aaron Goodwin was arrested earlier this month on suspicion of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy murder after police uncovered she had been involved in a murder for hire plot. Not Aaron. Aaron seems like... Okay, granted, I'm saying this as someone who watches the show and does not know these people at all. Aaron seems like the nicest dude. What does Reddit say? understand Zach, but Aaron, he's a teddy bear. Seriously. It would have been pointless had she succeeded. He would have just ended up... I thought they would say he would have just ended up back on the show. Bro. Aaron is the true star of the show. Why would anyone seriously want to hurt him? Except for Zach sending him into rooms all the time. Seriously. I can't believe that. Is that for real? It seems legit. Oh gosh, how do I get rid of this ad? Okay, thank you. Authorities caught on to what they alleged were Victoria Goodwin's plans after they obtained the phone of a Florida inmate, Grant Amato, in October, according to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department report. Amato, 35, was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison in 2019. Amato's phone contained text and Facebook messages between him and the reality star's wife, which indicated that the pair were in love and tried to pay to have Aaron Goodwin killed. I could not even write something like this. I'm sorry. A ghost adventurer's wife fell in love with a convicted serial murderer. No, I'm sorry. He's not a serial killer. He's just a murderer. Fell in love with a convicted murderer and was planning to have her husband killed. And he's a ghost hunter. A reality TV ghost hunter. I could not even come up with a plot for that. Oh my God. I would assume insurance. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would have to be insurance. He's a reality TV star. Oh my God. My flabbers have been gasted. How? How could you, okay, I'm sorry. How could you do this to this guy? Look at him. Look at that smile. I need some kind of expose. There has to be a reason. Who would choose, who would choose a serial murderer? Sorry, not serial, a murderer, a convicted murderer over this guy, over your reality TV show husband? I don't understand. What? She's been reading too much werewolf smut. I'm sorry. He'd have to be a ghost and solve his own murder. I'm so shook. I'm so shook. I cannot fathom. The police report says that on October 2nd, Amato and Victoria Goodwin discussed setting aside $11,515 to hire a third person whose name has been redacted to complete the job. The same day, they also discussed Aaron Goodwin's location and the make of his car. I'm so anxious, lol, Victoria Goodwin. I'm so anxious. Oh my God. What if they discover that I'm trying to have my ghost hunter reality TV husband murdered so that I can be with my convicted murderer husband? Oh my God. I'm so nervous. You've done this before. I will once, yes. What? I'm gonna wake up my children. Oh my God. I just can't believe it's happening. She wrote in another text, the report says. In other messages, she asks, how did I get to this point? And am I a bad person? Yes, you're trying to get your husband. I could not write a character like this. In response, Amato asks why she thinks that. Why do you think you're a bad person? Because I chose to end his existence, not divorce, the report says. Oh my God. Amato contacted the alleged hitman and said he would call Aaron Goodwin to distract him. Later that day, Amato texted the alleged hitman and asked whether he had completed the killing. I need to know what's going on. Can I get an update? Was it done? The same day, Florida corrections officers obtained Amato's phone. Its contents were searched at an unspecified date. On March 4th, they contacted authorities in Nevada to alert them about the alleged plot. When Victoria Goodwin was arrested and taken in for questioning 2 days later, she said that she and her husband were going through problems in their marriage, but denied wanting to kill him. The report said she admitted seeing some of the messages between her and Amato, but it also said she did not remember all of them. Oh, please. Aaron Goodwin could not immediately be reached for comment. It's got 19 seasons. They were married in 2022. The couple shared, in the weeks leading up to her arrest, the couple shared loving photos of each other. On February 14th, she posted a selfie with her husband on Instagram and captioned the photo, "Mini golf with my Valentine," with a heart emoji. Aaron Goodwin commented, "I love you even though you crushed me in mini golf." Happy anniversary, mi cariño. I love celebrating our first date. He replied, I'm so blessed we met. I love you. Oh my god. What have I done? Pretty sure this is exactly how they teach you not to write dialogue, except it's how people actually talk. Seriously, legitimately. I could never write someone like this because it would just feel stupid. Someone would tell me, oh my god, I don't know why I'm into this accent today. No one talks like that. That person doesn't exist. And I'd be like, okay, but like I'm quoting an actual report, okay, of someone who was arrested. This can't be real. When was this posted? Was it April 1st? No, it's March 12th. If you keep wondering why I look this way, that's because that's where the chat is. So I'm like looking at you and then I remember that the camera isn't there. So then I look here. My flabbers have been gasted. Seriously, I'm going to say that forever now. Oh my god, I'm going to send that to Brent. I can't believe that. I'm sending it to Brent. You couldn't even come up with something like that. Aaron, the wife of a ghost hunter reality TV star hires a hitman to kill him so she can be with a convicted murderer. This is the type of stuff you hear about on, like, not that I ever watched Dateline, but it would be on Dateline. It'd be on, like, no, not Unsolved. It would be Unsolved. It would be, I don't even know. 100%. I cannot believe Brent's gonna be like, WTF. Oh my god. He looks like the nicest human being. Oh my god. Stop. She filed for divorce after she was arrested. That is salt in the wound. That is like you took a knife, you stabbed it, you wiggled it around, you like moved it to the side, poured some salt, and then moved the knife around a little bit more. Well, I was tired. Now I'm wired. Now I want to go watch Ghost Adventures. Oh my god. Wow. Priorities. She filed for divorce. I'm never gonna get over this. This, for some reason, this is it. This is the thing that's broken me. I'm sorry. What does a convicted... You know what? I don't even know why I'm so surprised. So many serial killers had, like, obsessed fans. I don't even know why I'm surprised about this. Why would I be surprised about this? That would be ridiculous. That's me being a sensible human being. Which clearly, she is not. I'm flummoxed. Clearly this isn't working out. He didn't even file for the divorce. She did. Wow. Of all the people that would... I'm not saying that anybody else on the show deserves that. That would be a weird thing to say. But, like, I don't know. Aaron seems... I mean, again... I don't know him as a person. For all we know, everything that he is on camera is like a front, and actually he's like the mad bully of the group, right? Zach is the kicked puppy under the table. But like, it just, from what you see over 19 seasons, it does not seem like Aaron is anything but like a puppy, right? Like, I'm not the only person that thinks that. So this just feels like the saddest thing. It feels like someone took like a child's candy and then stabbed them in the eye with it. I had to make it brutal because like it is brutal. It's not just like, hey, I took your candy. It's like, hey, I took your candy and then tried to kill you with it. That's sad. I feel so bad for him. Anyways, well, on that lovely note, maybe that's what I'm going to write about. To be aliens breaking up with Bigfoot by trying to What? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate you all for showing up. This was an amazing stream. Also, hello, Raccoon. I did not say hi. Hello. I was shocked too, right? I can't believe that. That is insane. Wild that I would bring up Ghost Adventures. So Men in Black. I mean, I assume it's trademarked. Right? Sorry. For some reason that gave me an idea for the cryptid alien idea dump, where it's like cryptid hunters / ghosted hunters, and they have like their own little like internet show. Kind of like that one episode on Supernatural. Right? Anyways, sorry. I got slightly distracted because I had a potential beginning of an idea, except that I kind of want it to follow like Furiously Writes Down during the ending of the stream, right? But also want to follow either some grizzled dude in grizzled, what's the word, lumberjack / farmer, or someone in the town. Maybe head hop, but only a few. Okay, cool. Ideas. They exist. I don't know. It would be really cool to write something like that, right? I'm down. I'm down. I don't know if I do another found footage though. I feel like I shouldn't do that many found footages, because that's what House of Flies was. I don't know, maybe that's my thing. Right? Found footage stories. It could also be all the sound and the audio's up higher, but also my laptop is a little further away from me for no reason. It's just a little further away. I was like, oh, I'll turn the camera so they can see the laptop, but the camera is built into the laptop, and then I was like, oh, I'll close the laptop. No, we don't need to do that. All right. So yeah, so I have a couple brain blast potential ideas come in, you know. Maybe we will do the cryptid alien idea dump. I'm gonna go fiddle around and try to make a cover for this. I was thinking, I'm on the fence about this. So I reopened my Patreon because Royal Road links directly to Patreon. That's not me shilling. And my idea, hopefully, was that I wanted to post updates to my Patreon because I thought that it was nice and neat the way that Royal Road linked to your Patreon, and Patreon is kind of a mixture of social media / money-making thing, but I was going to make all the updates public, and I don't even think I have a tier that I created. I think I took it down. So, but then I thought, I don't think anybody is into that on Royal Road. I think they all think I'm trying to shill, and I'm not. I just wanted it to be neat and all in one spot, but I think that's just probably not how it comes across. So I was thinking of creating a new Discord, mostly because I don't believe I own the current Discord, and I don't want to mess. It feels like it's hard to put into words, but I don't want to mess with the old Discord, you know? I didn't create it. It was actually created a long time ago by people who used to be in the community. And I was thinking of creating a specific, like, writer Darkovika Discord. I don't want it to be too complicated. The thing that I hate about Discord these days is that there's just so much going on. You always wind up with like 5,000 Discords, and there's like hundreds of notifications, and it stresses me out to open Discord so much because I have so many notifications, and my brain I hate it. But then also, like, it's super, yeah, that's why. But also, like, I feel like it would just be, because I had asked for some opinions on whether or not I should reuse pre-existing things from this community for Royal Road, and a lot of people said that it would be kind of a turnoff for them to see something pre-existing, versus, you know, going into something that exists solely for the thing. So I thought that it would be a better idea to make a Discord for writing, and then it wouldn't just be about me, it would be also like a writing community thing, so like authors could chill in there. And I don't want 5,000 rules, and I don't want 5,000 rooms, because sometimes I go into a Discord and I am so overwhelmed. There's hundreds of rooms, and you better know which room to post into, because if you don't, the mods will absolutely kill you, and that stresses me out so bad too. It's like, look, this is maybe I'll have like a writing chat room and a writing room, and that's where you go to write, you know. And then I don't know, we'll have like a news channel where nobody can post kind of thing. I don't know. I don't want to make another Discord, but at the same time, that's what everybody on Royal Road uses, and I feel like that's what everybody just uses in general. I'm just old. I have left my social media days. I wish that Royal Road had its own social media, like something that I could post on my author page. You know what I mean? If I could keep it all self-contained, that would make me so happy. Anyways, I don't know yet. It would not be a major thing. I don't want to make a major community thing that I have to police. Like, if I have to police it, it's probably getting deleted. That's the other thing. I don't want to moderate. I know, I feel old, but I am not. I think it's just because I have kids now. That's the other thing, is that policing a Discord would probably end me. You're 39? No, you're not. Stop. Now I feel old. We're all old. We're all growing up. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know. I've got a lot of thoughts about it, because I can't do moderating anymore. I did moderating a long time ago, and it's so weird. The second you become a moderator, drama is just, you attract it, you know? The second you become a moderator, the stuff you go through. I used to moderate for the Yogscast, when they had their website, yogscast.com. Yeah? Yeah. And that was an experience. Not like, they were amazing. Working for them was awesome. The forum day post, oh yes, that was something else. And I didn't have any of the context when that started happening. Just to rehash, because why not? I haven't left, even though I said I was going to leave. Once upon a time, a long time ago, when I was just a baby, and I was a moderator on the Yogscast website, I was about to go to work-ish. I had time. And I was just chilling on the Yogscast website, just kind of perusing the forum, making sure that all the posts were fine. And then I got a message from Minty, I think, and it was just her going, oh my god, and I refreshed, and there were like 50 new forum posts, and they were just people screaming. It was just swearing, anger, hatred, vitriol. We were like, what is happening? We had no context, no information. It was just happening. And so we all, so like the moderators that were on, because it was a sleepy day. That was the worst part. It was a sleepy day, so there weren't that many moderators, and I had to go to work. So we just started banning people because we just didn't have the time to go through the normal process. We would close a thread, and they would reopen a thread talking about how disappointed they were in the Yogscast. And it all turned out that it was because some dude who didn't like the Yogscast made up a rumor and told it to Notch, and Notch took it as gospel, and instead of talking to the Yogscast, Notch tweeted it out that the Yogscast were horrible to work with, and he regretted inviting them to MinecraftCon, or whatever it was, Minecon. And the Yogscast were on a plane when this happened, so they couldn't do anything, and they had no idea what was happening until they hit their layover, I think. So it was just Insanity. It was insanity. That was one of the most insane experiences I've ever had. There was also some other drama that I went through on that website that I haven't really talked about. There was a person who tried to turn everyone against me, which was weird. There was a reason for that I won't get into. I had something that she wanted, and I wasn't online. And when I came online, it was to discover that she'd been banned, and that the reason was that she had tried to start some serious drama, saying that I had broken rules, that I had banned people unfairly, that I was abusing power as a moderator. And I was a quiet mod. I was not the type of moderator to really sit in chat. I did sometimes, but it was very quietly, because I felt that being a moderator made me kind of it made me feel like I had a power imbalance, and that it wasn't right for me to act like a regular user. So I just wasn't really the type of moderator to be like in forums and like, hee hee, oh my god, yes, starting drama, ending drama, in the drama. I just kind of came in and tried to be unbiased in every case that came my way, right? And I came on and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, I don't even remember exactly. I think some of the other moderators told me about it. They were like, man, you missed something crazy. And I was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, well, it had to do with you. And I was like, me? What did I do? It was really weird. Yeah, they checked my activity, but also like a bunch of users. This is one of the most like special moments for me when I was a moderator, which was that a bunch of users did come out and they were like, no way, she's always been super fair. She barely interacts, but that's because like she doesn't want to abuse her power. And I didn't think anybody had even noticed me. I used to feel kind of sad because I saw other moderators who were super involved and friendly and seemed like they had all the friends and were really popular, but I just didn't feel right doing that. So I was like, well, it's okay. I'm fine being in the corner. You know, I have work and I don't really have time to do that. And it was just really weird. It was one of the most bizarre things. Like a bunch of other moderators came out to and they were like, no way, she doesn't do any of that. That is not her deal. She is one of the most non-drama people. And then it like switched and they were like, you on the other hand. And I wasn't present for any of this. I was working. And then I came home and was like, okay, let's check the Oxcats website. And then I like went on and I was like, what's happening? Like, hey, it's Kit Fox Pup, because that's what I was called back then, Kit Fox Pup. And I was like, what happened? They're like, a lot, but it's okay, we handle it. So that was wild. That was weird. That was a weird experience. That was a very surreal experience too, because I wasn't there. I couldn't defend myself. So to just find out about all of that afterwards, you have a lot of emotions going. You're like, well, I want to defend myself, but there's no one to defend yourself to because it's already been handled. So you're like, yeah, exactly. There you go. It's like that. It was really weird. It was also like an older site, so the mod tools were not super intense. It was very simple and straightforward, you know, like sub 2000s. It's like almost a 90s website, very much like a standard forum experience. Oh my gosh. I knew it. I told you it was a capybara. I told you it was a capybara. I just knew from the shape. Also, that's adorable. He's a capybara. Okay, so we'll have to chop veggies and the sound of a kitchen in the early morning. So we're gonna chop veggies. Oops, not that one. Not that one, but yes. Nope, not that one. This one. And then... oh, but it said early morning. See me? Literally talking old internet horror stories. Seriously, that's all I've got. I've had other dramatic stuff, but I won't get into it because some of it is more recent. I've had some weird things happen. I've had some weird messages over the years. I used to have a Tumblr. I don't use Tumblr anymore. There's a reason for that. The very short period of time that I did use Tumblr, I got my my first and only cucumber pick. The funniest part about that was that I have never received those. So I sat and stared for a minute and went, what am I looking at? And then I was like, oh my God. I was like, I put my phone down and I closed the app and I was like, I have to reopen it in order to get rid of the message. I was just like, I was sitting there and I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh my God. And then I never used Tumblr again. I think I deleted my Tumblr. I was like, wow, cool. Never again. So that was, yeah, it was wild. Oh my gosh. I tapped out of that social media so fast. So my experience with Tumblr is extremely limited. I have used it over the years since, but I never use it for long because it's like, it just comes back to me and I have like PTSD. So I've had some experience. I've told my RuneScape story before. Surely all of you know that. I've had a guy follow me around in RuneScape. He was level 1 in the as buck nude as you could get in RuneScape. Oh no. Probably not, because the Tumblr that I created the most recently isn't associated to me or my face, so I don't think most people even know that I'm a woman on that. Most people being the 5 people that have interacted with it. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I can't really bring myself to get into, oh, these are cute. I'll look at this one. Oh my gosh, the little bread lines. This one's got jam. This, of course. This one's got cheesy. This one's jammy also. This one's pizza? Oh, the pizza one. Is the pizza one not the cutest? I don't know. I think the bread one wins. The pretzel. He's a pretzel. Of course he's a pretzel. That's so cute. Okay. Oh my God. He sits in a little pot. That's stinking cute. Oh, she's a little washed out with this filter on. I guess I can, oops, probably turn off the filter. She's a little washed out. It's brighter in this room. All right. Anyways, I will catch you all next time. I've had like the stereotypical experiences to the ones that your parents always warn you about. Like I had one dude in a Pokemon chat room for some online Pokemon game. He, like, I was really young, so not totally good at, you know, like confrontation yet, especially with people who seem older. Like started a private chat with me and kept trying to get me to tell him my age and where I lived and where I went to school, and that was creepy. I didn't give in to any of it because, you know, I wasn't that dumb. I shouldn't say that. Not that people that do fall for that are dumb, because there are some very charismatic people out there. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. You know, the people who fall for that, it's not that they are dumb. It's that they are often just unequipped or of a trusting personality. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to go sit and write in a notebook for a little bit to kind of get some ideas out, possibly tap around for some ideas. We got a capybara. Got one of the little spirits, so I'm stoked about that. This is super cute. Like, I love the animation for this. Also, I was thinking of like a forest deer girl when I made her. All right, I'll let y'all go. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Take care. Be safe. Don't tell people your name, your age, or where you live. And don't get naked for people in video games. It's not going to get you much. Except stuff you probably don't want. Like cucumber picks. Anyways. Bye.